Gopal Prabhu, do you know where we ended with the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita yesterday?
I remember the verse, but the mark is there.
Say that again. You know where we ended? Like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's travels to the holy places?
We're in the 269 verse of chapter 9.
269, Madhya Lila chapter 9. Prabhu, can you switch that? Like, Om Akyana Timurandasya Kyanangyana Salakaya Sakshur Militan Yena Tasma Sri Guruve Namaha Vanchakalpatarupyascha Kripasindupya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratu Se Namaha. We're reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila chapter 9, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's travels to the holy places. (268). I do one verse before. Pure devotees always reject the 5 kinds of liberation, which include living in the spiritual Vaikuntha planets, possessing the same opulences as those possessed by the Supreme Lord, having the same bodily features as the Lord's, associating with the Lord and merging into the body of the Lord. The pure devotees do not accept these benedictions without the service of the Lord. It is very difficult to give up material opulence, land, children, society, friends, riches, wife, or the blessings of the goddess of fortune, which are desired even by great demigods. But King Bharat did not desire such things, and this was quite befitting his position, because for the pure devotee, whose mind is always engaged in the service of the Lord, even liberation or merging into the existence of the Lord is insignificant, and what to speak of material opportunities. A person who is a devotee of Lord Narayan is not afraid of a hellish condition, because he considers it the same as elevation to the heavenly planets or liberation. The devotees of Lord Narayan are accustomed to seeing all these things on the same level. Both liberation and fruitive activities are rejected by devotees. You are trying to establish these things as life's goal and the process for attaining it. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued speaking to the Tattvavadi Acharya. Seeing that I am a mendicant in the renounced order of life, you have been playing with me in a duplicitous way. You have not actually described the process and ultimate objective. After hearing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Acharya of the Tattvavada Sampradaya became very much ashamed. Upon observing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's rigid faith in Vaishnavism, He was struck with wonder. The Tattvavadi Acharya replied, "What you have said is certainly factual. It is the conclusion of all the revealed scriptures of the Vaishnavas. Still, whatever Madhvacharya has established as the formula for our party, we practice as a party policy." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Both the fruitive worker and the speculative philosopher are considered non-devotees. We see both elements present in your sampradaya. The only qualification that I see in your sampradaya is that you accept the form of the Lord as truth." Thus, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu broke the pride of the Tattvavadis to pieces. He then went to the holy place known as Falgu Tirtha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the son of Mother Sachi, next went to Tritakupa, and after seeing the Vishala deity there, he went to the holy place known as Panchasparsya Tirtha. After seeing Panchasparsya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Gokarna. While there, he visited the temple of Lord Shiva, and then he went to Dvaipayani. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the crown jewel of all sannyasis, then went to Surparaka Tirtha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then visited the town of Kolhapura, where he saw the goddess of fortune in the temple of Ksira Bhagavati, and saw Langa Ganesh in another temple known as Chora Parvati. From there, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Pandara Pura, where he happily saw the temple of Vitala Thakur. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanted and danced in various ways as usual. A Brahmana, seeing him in ecstatic love, was very pleased and invited the Lord to his home for lunch. The Brahmana offered Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu food with great respect and love. After finishing his lunch, the Lord received auspicious news. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu received word that Sri Rangapuri, one of the disciples of Sri Madhavendra Puri, was present in that village at the home of a Brahmana. Hearing this news, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately went to Sri Rangapuri at the Brahmana's home. Upon entering, the Lord saw him sitting there. As soon as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw Sri Rangapuri, he immediately offered him obeisances in ecstatic love. Falling flat on the ground, the symptoms of transcendental transformation were visible, namely tears, jubilation, trembling, and perspiration. Upon seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in such an ecstatic mood, Sri Rangapuri said, "Your Holiness, please get up." Your Holiness is certainly related to Sri Madhavendra Puri, without whom there is no fragrance of ecstatic love. After saying this, Sri Rangapuri lifted Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu up and embraced him. As they embraced shoulder to shoulder, they both began to cry in ecstasy. After some moments, they came to their senses and became patient. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then informed Sri Rangapuri about his relationship with Ishvarapuri. They were both inundated by the wonderful ecstasy of love that was aroused in them. Finally, they sat down and respectfully began to converse. In this way, they discussed topics about Lord Krishna continually for 5 to 7 days. Out of curiosity, Sri Rangapuri asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about his birthplace, and the Lord informed him that it was Navadvip Dham. Sri Rangapuri had formerly gone to Navadvip Dham with Sri Madhavendra Puri, and he therefore remembered the incidents that had taken place there. As soon as Sri Rangapuri recalled Navadvip, he also recalled accompanying Sri Madhavendra Puri to the house of Jagannath Mishra, where Rangapuri had taken lunch. He even remembered the taste of an unprecedented curry made of banana flowers. Sri Rangapuri also remembered the wife of Jagannath Mishra. She was very devoted and chaste. As for her affection, she was exactly like the mother of the universe. He also remembered how Sri Jagannath Mishra's wife, Sachimata, was expert in cooking. He recalled that she was very affectionate towards the sannyasis and fed them exactly like her own sons. Sri Rangapuri also remembered that one of her deserving sons had accepted the renounced order at a very young age. His name was Shankaranya. Sri Rangapuri informed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that the sannyasi named Shankaranya had attained perfection in that holy place, Pandarapura. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "In my previous ashram, Shankararanya was my brother and Jagannath Mishra was my father." After finishing his talks with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Rangapuri started for Dwarka Dham. After Sri Rangapuri departed for Dwarka, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained with the Brahmana at Pandarapura for 4 more days. He took his bath in the Bhima river and visited the temple of Vitala. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu next went to the bank of the Krishna Venya river, where he visited many holy places and the temples of various gods. The Brahmana community there was composed of pure devotees. They regularly studied a book entitled Krishna Karnamrita, which was composed by Bilvamangala Thakur. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased to hear the book Krishna Karnamrita, and with great eagerness he had it copied and took it with him. There is no comparison to the Krishna Karnamrita within the 3 worlds. By studying this book, one is elevated to the knowledge of pure devotional service to Krishna. One who constantly reads the Krishna Karnamrita can fully understand the beauty and melodious taste of the pastimes of Lord Krishna. The Brahma Samhita and Krishna Karnamrita were 2 books that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu considered to be most valuable jewels. Therefore he took them with him on his return trip. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu next arrived at the banks of the river Tapi. After bathing there, he went to Mahismatipura, while there he saw many holy places on the banks of the river Namada. The Lord next arrived at Danustirtha, where he took his bath in the river near Vindhya. He then arrived at Rishya Mukha mountain and then went to Dandakaranya. Within the Dandakaranya forest, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then visited a place called Saptatala. The 7 palm trees there were very old, very bulky and very high. Upon seeing the 7 palm trees, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced them. As a result, they all returned to Vaikuntha Loka, the spiritual world. After the 7 palm trees had departed for Vaikuntha, everyone was astonished to see that they were gone. The people then began to say, "This sannyasi called Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu must be an incarnation of Lord Ramachandra. Only Lord Ramachandra has the power to send 7 palm trees to the spiritual Vaikuntha planets. Eventually, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived at a lake known as Pampa, where he took his bath. He then went to a place called Panchavati, where he rested. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then visited Nasika, where he saw the deity of Trirambaka, Lord Shiva. He then went to Brahmagiri and then to Kushavarta, the source of the river Godavari. So we stop reading here Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila chapter 9, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's travels to the holy places, Ki Jai. And read further tomorrow. The author is Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai, and purported by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Then we read something from Revealed Truth by His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj. Prabhu, maybe you want to turn the camera to the Lord? And that is section 3 from Revealed Truth. The soul. Dasamula Tattva, Truth 5, 6 and 7. Souls are separated parts of Krishna. Some of them are captivated by Maya. Some of them are liberated from Maya by devotion. Chapter 6. The Evolution of Consciousness. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this consciousness to the world. Krishna is like a Chit Surya, a great sun made of spiritual energy, and his jiva souls are like rays of that spiritual sun. Just as the sun and the sun's rays are both different and non-different, Krishna and the jiva souls are simultaneously different and non-different. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, the jiva souls are distinct, finite parts of the infinite Lord. In this way, the jiva souls belong to the Lord. They come from the Lord's energy. His marginal potency, Tatastha Shakti, the jiva souls naturally have a subservient relationship with the Lord. That is, all jiva souls are eternal servitors of their Lord, Sri Krishna. That is their natural identity. This is Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya Dev's primary teachings. The service of Krishna is the true dharma of every jiva soul. Divine energies. The jiva soul are one of the Lord's 3 primary energies. Vishnu Shakti Para Prokta, Kshetranyakya Tata Para, Avidya Karma Samyamya Tritya, Shaktir Ishyattate. Lord Krishna's power has 3 divisions: his Parashakti, internal spiritual energy, his Kshetranya Shakti, marginal spiritual energy, which manifests the individual jiva souls, and his Apara Shakti, material energy. These 3 main potencies of Krishna are also sometimes known by other names, such as the Antaranga Shakti, Tatastha Shakti, and Bahiranga Shakti. All of these energies are activated by Krishna's will for his play and satisfaction. The divine couple's transcendental play with their paraphernalia, that is all of Krishna's Leela, is part of the Chit Shakti, spiritual energy. The jiva souls come out from the Tatastha Shakti for Krishna's play and satisfaction, as well as the creation of the material world. The material environment and the bewilderment of the conditioned souls come from the Maya Shakti, material energy, which is like the Lord's shadow potency, a reflection of his spiritual energy, Chit Shakti. The Jiva souls are the Lord's marginal potency, Tatastha Shakti. Tata means a shore, the area on the bank of a river between water and land. Tatastha Shakti means the Lord's energy that is situated on the margin between the spiritual and material energy and can adapt to either environment. Searching for love. Question. If not a blade of grass moves without the will of the Lord, then do the Jiva souls have free will? Srila Govinda Maharaj. Krishna gives the Jiva souls some free will. Krishna wants to see if the Jiva souls will willingly serve his divine lotus feet and dedicate themselves to him. That is Krishna's desire. He gives the Jiva souls free will and does not disturb it. This is because he wants to have a loving relationship with them, and love is not possible without free will. This is why Krishna created his neutral Shakti, the Jiva Shakti, for the expansion of his loving pastimes. The Jiva soul's nature, Dharma, given by Krishna, is to have free will. Free will means consciousness. Consciousness means thinking, feeling, and willing. Every Jiva soul has these three capacities, and they are always active. The Jiva souls can never stop thinking, feeling, and willing. The Jiva souls are always pursuing something. By their nature, they are always active and seeking. The Jiva souls are part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, who is Satchitananda Vigraha, the embodiment of eternity, consciousness, and ecstasy. This means the Jiva soul's nature is also Satchitananda, eternally existent consciousness and ecstatic. The Jiva soul's existence is built by Krishna's own existence. Just as a sun ray comes from the sun, the Jiva soul's thinking, feeling, and willing, the Jiva soul's conscious nature, Chit, is always seeking the Jiva soul's positive nature, Ananda. This means that they are by nature searching for Krishna, searching for the ecstasy, love, beauty, and charm that are present within him. Divine magnetism. The Jiva souls feel whatever they do. Whenever the Jiva souls feel the presence of beauty, they naturally want to dedicate themselves to that, to serve and worship the source of that beauty. This capacity and tendency for dedication is the actual function of the Jiva soul's conscious nature, of their thinking, feeling, and willing. We see that everywhere within all cultures, people have a tendency to worship. Even jungle men worship the sun, moon, and ocean, or the trees, mountains, caves, and so on. All Jiva soul's nature is to worship. It is existing within their consciousness. Pure devotional life that is pure attraction and service to beauty is the actual nature, the actual dharma of the Jiva souls. It is within the nature of all Jiva souls to be attracted by the magnetic power of beauty. When a Jiva soul's whole existence is overcome by the attractive power of beauty, then the Jiva soul manifests its full nature as an eternal servant. The two syllables of the word Krishna mean Akarshana Kare and Ananda Dana. Krishna attracts the Jiva souls and gives ecstasy to them through his service. Krishna is like a great attractive magnet, and the Jiva souls, his part and parcels, are like the iron fillings that are divinely attracted to him. The Jiva souls are automatically attracted to Krishna and his pastimes in the transcendental world, and the Jiva souls feel naturally fulfilled in their relationship with Krishna, that is, in Krishna Bhakti. This is the Sanatan Dharma, the Jaiva Dharma, the eternal religion of all Jiva souls. Really, religion is one. Dharmo Yashyam Mat Atmaka. All souls must be attracted to the Divine Son, Sri Krishna, and serve him with their full existence. This is the property of all Jiva souls. It is not anything mundane or made by humanity. Okay, I stop here for today, from reading from Revealed Truth by His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.
Didi, this week is here festival in the temple. This week is festival.
This week?
Yeah.
You mean no.
Um,
Today is Ekadashi.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
But it's the Lord is very elegant. I think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's the decoration is more beautiful. Majestic. I think so. It's possible in this week is the festival. No.
No. Okay, who's gonna sing Hariyaraya? Didi, you wanna sing?
Yeah. Of course.
70. Oh, 60.
Yeah, I know.
Hariyaraya.
Hare
Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakak Srila Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat Sri Acharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Sabashara Sri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Sabashara Sri Mama Prabhu Ki Jai. Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Kiri Govardhan Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Ganga Yamuna Ju Ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Sri Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Sri Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Sri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Sri Purushottama Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat East London Chapter Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat West London Chapter Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees Ki Jai. All glories to the world devotees Ki Jai. Sri Ekadasi Vrata Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.
Ki Jai.
Oh, glories to the Samuel speech.
Sorry for the garland.
Oh,